name's Jackie, welcome to my channel. This is Jackie Does Keto and I make keto videos here on YouTube. I am really grateful that I've lost 120 pounds now following a keto lifestyle, and I share things like grocery hauls, meal plans, meal preps, my weekly weigh-ins, and just generally my journey, and also a bit of vloggy stuff from time to time as well. So I've had quite a few people reach out to me on my Instagram, which will be linked below, asking about saving money while you follow keto. It can be expensive and it can be difficult to meal plan and meal prep. So I totally agree. If you've been with me for a while, you know I love my bargains, I love my deals, I love my yellow stickers. I am all up for keeping money in my own pocket, and hopefully I'm sure you are too. So I have been thinking about doing a few frugal keto videos. So if that's the kind of video that you would normally enjoy, press that subscribe button, and also let me know what are your favourite dishes to cook when you're on a bit of a budget, what meals you tend to cook. My aim for today was to get my meals for £1 per person, and it'll get as close to £1 as I possibly can, and I'll go through the numbers with you at the end to see how I did, how close I got it. So I'll share with you the ingredients. Also, the recipe will be below for you. I'll just type it up for you, and some basic instructions. It hopefully should be quite straightforward as well. But I'll flip you guys around and show you the ingredients I'll be using for this recipe. And here are the ingredients. It's quite simple, nothing too complicated. This is actually a real family friendly, I think, recipe, and it also freezes really well as well. So if you want to double, even triple the recipe, you make yourself a whole stack of ready meals for the following couple of months. It's fantastic. So what I've gone for this one is the bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. This was £1.65. If I was to buy the equivalent skinless deboned, it'd be an extra £1.80. So my time is going to be spent doing that. I don't mind, for this frugal recipe. I've also got here a package of cooking bacon. Don't be scared of cooking bacon if you've never used it. Basically, it's the odd shapes that are not pretty enough to go into the regular bacon packaging. This was 70p for all of this, 500 grams, 70p, and you will be just odd shapes. I'm chopping it up anyway. It really doesn't matter what it looks like. So I'll be having all of that bacon in there with the chicken. And then we've got the rest of the ingredients. We've got a nice full fat cream cheese. I've got some Dijon mustard and some lemon juice, and then some Swiss cheese, a Gouda cheese. And with the budget for this challenge, I hope you will oblige me. Basically, what I've said to myself is that if I'm only using a teaspoon of lemon juice, I'm costing it out to be the equivalent of that. I'm not going to cost out the full value of the ingredients. I make the rules up as I go along. I hope you're happy with that, because you will have these things to put back into your pantry when you finish with this recipe, so hopefully you can use them again. So I'm just going to quickly do the chicken. There's a little bit of excess skin. I don't like lots of skin on my chicken. All I'm going to do is, I've sharpened my knife, which is really important, is I'm just going to run the knife down the back of the thigh and try to do my best to get this bone out, and also the knuckly bit on the end as well. Now you could actually just cook these whole if you wanted to, but I want to chop them up a little bit easier. See, I've removed the bone, and you can actually cook these bones in the slow cooker and make a really nice broth. See, the skin is on there as well. I'm just going to chop it down like that. So I've got 2 pieces per chicken thigh per piece. This comes from, I'm not trained in any way, I'm not a chef, I just like food. And this stuff, once you've done it a few times, it will become a lot easier. The trick is definitely having a really good sharp knife. I've got a knife sharpener to help me. I mean, you could actually just, if you wanted to, just put your knife behind there and do it that way if you found it easier. In fact, let's do that now with this piece, so I can show you. So again, I've got a nice skin-on piece of chicken there, and I'm just going to trim out the bone here. And once these are all done, this will take me like 7 minutes, 6 or 7 minutes. I'm going to fry these guys up. Skin on, face down, so the skin goes nice and crispy like that. There you go. And that is how I trim off my thighs, ready for cooking. It does saves money, and it's not that time consuming, I don't think, not really. But definitely worth doing if you have got the time in your day to do it. And then you go, all of the meat is now been prepared. Took me less than 10 minutes. I've got all the bones out of the chicken. I've diced up the bacon. This is a really nice looking bacon, actually. It's real nice big pieces to leave out a lot of flavour. This is a smoky bacon. If you want a different profile, if you want just an unsmoked bacon, you could pick whatever bacon you want. Obviously adjust your budget. So I'm going to fry the chicken off first. skins down. This is going to give off a lot of fat, as you can see. There's plenty here, so I'm not going to add any extra butter, but say if you're using something else like chicken breast, you may want to consider using a little bit of butter. And I'm just cooking up the chicken there, both sides, for about 4 or 5 minutes to get them nice and crispy. It is quite a high fat content on this because of the skin, so you could definitely remove the skins if you wanted to reduce it down, but get them nice and golden regardless. And once they're cooked, I'm going to put those into a plastic bowl so I can add the bacon in, because I don't want an overcrowded pan, so I just want it to make sure it's all cooked evenly. So my chicken and bacon are just having a little rest. I just so I wanted to use the pan to make the sauce. I've just tipped back into the pan all the juice that had settled at the bottom of this chicken. So these are really nice. This is full of flavour. This is like bacon fat. This is chicken juice. This is chicken fat as well. And I'm going to use the same pan because I just want to use the same pan. That's my vibe for today. I'm going to use about 1/3 of a package of this, about 85 grams. So the recipe will be below. I'll type it up for you. But I'm a bit loosey-goosey recipes. I do think you should make recipes adapt to how you live and what you like and whatever you've got hold of. So I'm going to put about 1/3 of this package in there with all those juices, let it softly melt, and then I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of the Dijon and a good splosh of the lemon. I'm not going to put any salt in because the bacon is quite salty, but I'm definitely going to put pepper in. And if your budget allows it, if you want to add in extra herbs, this would be a really good time to put in all your extra herbs, some thyme, maybe some sage, whatever you normally like having. And I will be just warming up the sauce and getting it nice and soft. Take about 5 minutes just to warm it all through. The heat is actually on very, very low, and I've also preheated the oven because I'm going to be popping it in the oven shortly to go nice and golden. I do want to say here that this sauce is not overly saucy, there's not an abundance of it, and that's partly due to budget and just because what I fancied, but you could definitely, if your budget allowed it, have much more cream cheese, sour cream, regular cream, chicken stock, just to get lots more sauce. If that's your preference, you can definitely do that if your budget allows, but with this one, it is a little bit light on the sauce. So I have placed the chicken and bacon into the glass bowl. You could use a 1 pan if you wanted to, but I decided to go with the glass pan. It's going to cover it in all the sauce and then 4 slices of the pre-cut cheese. If you got, it's pretty cheaper to buy a block and cut it yourself, but this is all I had available at the time. And then I'm also going to just sort it out with a little side dish. And there we go, fresh out of the oven, my cheesy Cordon Bleu chicken-y bacon-y bakey thing. I'm going to let this guy to cool down, then I'm going to carton up, and I'm also going to put a side dish in there as well so that we can have a full dinner. And let's talk sides, because you want a complete meal. You don't just want to eat a big plate of chicken and bacon, or do you? I don't know, maybe you do. I do. And basically with vegetables, obviously fresh is always nicer. Pick what you can seasonally that makes it best economically for you. I have gone for frozen broccoli because it's all year round and it is tasty, delicious, and all prepped for me. This bag was £1. I'm going to use, this is a 1 kilo bag, and I'm going to use about 150 grams just to put a little side veggie on the side of there. And that's it. That's going to go in the fridge, and that is prepped for the week. And here we are. So there are my 4 portions. So I think that's pretty substantial, pretty good meal. You've got your cheesy bacon, chicken, and we've also got your broccoli. So let's talk about numbers. In terms of numbers, we are looking at for 1 portion. It is a bit of a big hitter in the calories. It is because of all the bacon fat and the chicken fat, which I could have drained off, but I kept in for flavour. You could take it out absolutely if it was a concern. It was 970 calories, so it would fit OMAD really, really well. Or if you're trying to get your fat levels up, I know that I struggle, so it wouldn't bother me too much. And in terms of carbs, with the broccoli, it's only 4.8 for a complete meal, which I think is great. And in terms of budget, each portion, including the broccoli, everything on that in each portion, works out to be £1 and 2 pence per serving. So I have pretty much nailed almost my £1 per serving goal for this recipe. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Let me know your favourite frugal meals below. How would you cook this? What would you put in it instead? Would you use a different type of meat? What veggies would you have? Let me know below. Press that subscribe button and the little bell for notifications as well. And I will see you guys in the next video.